Welcome to the channel. Hello, and welcome. I want to start by thanking you for being here, right now. You've taken your first step toward something powerful, learning to speak English. Maybe this isn't your first time trying. Maybe you've tried before and failed. Or maybe you're just starting and don't know where to begin. It doesn't matter. Today is a new beginning. This is not a grammar course. This is not a list of rules. This is a story. Story that teaches. A story that motivates. A story that transforms. If you listen closely and follow step by step, this journey will change how you learn English forever. This story is designed to help you learn naturally, like a child learns their first language. Through listening, through understanding, through simple practice every single day, and if you stick with this for just 60 days, you will speak English. Now, let's begin. Chapter 1. The real reason you struggle with English. Let me ask you a simple question. Have you ever sat in an English class and felt completely lost? You stared at the blackboard. The teacher talked about past perfect and modal verbs and third conditional, and all you could think was, what is happening? Maybe you memorized vocabulary. Maybe you passed exams. When someone spoke to you in English, your mind went blank. You couldn't speak. You couldn't respond. You felt stuck. That's not your fault. Here's the truth. No one tells you. Most people fail to speak English because they learn it the wrong way. In many schools, English is taught like mathematics. You sit in a chair, you copy notes, you study grammar, okay? You take a test, you pass or fail. But speaking a language is not like solving a math problem. It's not about getting the right answer. It's about connecting, about expressing your thoughts, your feelings, your needs. Languages are for people, not for papers. That's why school failed you. Think about it. How did you learn your first language? As a baby, no one gave you a textbook. No one corrected your grammar. No one asked you to write essays. No listened to your parents. You heard words again and again. You repeated sounds. No. You laughed, you cried, you played, and one day you spoke. That's the natural way. That's the way we will follow in this journey. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. You don't need a genius brain. You just need a simple method. You don't need a classroom. You just need to listen and let the language live inside you. Chapter 2. My first student. A powerful lesson. Let me tell you a true story. It's about a woman named Emily. She was 28. She worked in a small bakery. Her dream was to travel, to meet people, to speak English and explore the world. But she had failed English classes many times in school. She believed she was stupid. She believed she couldn't learn. When she came to me, her eyes were tired. She said, "I've tried everything. I think English is not for me." I smiled and said, "You don't need to try harder. You need to try differently." We started the 60-day challenge. Every day, she listened to simple stories, just like the one you're hearing now. She didn't study grammar. She didn't read textbooks. She just listened, repeated, shadowed, and trusted the process. At first, it was hard. Some days she felt frustrated. Some days she didn't understand, but she kept going. By day 10, she could hear familiar words. By day 20, she started saying full sentences. By day 40, she was speaking with joy. Her confidence grew, and by day 60 she had conversations in English without fear. She didn't become perfect, but she became fluent. And more than that, she believed in herself again. Her story taught me something powerful. You don't need more intelligence. You need more belief. Believe in the method. Believe in the process. Believe in yourself. If Emily can do it, too can. To Chapter 3. The magic of simple words. Have you ever tried to speak in English but got stuck searching for a big, fancy word? You wanted to say something deep or important, but your mind was full of confusion. This happens to many learners. They think fluency means using long, complex words. But here's the truth. The most fluent speakers use the simplest words. Most native English speakers use just 1,000 to 3,000 common words every day. That's it. Think about this sentence. I want to go now because I am tired. It uses simple words. It's clear, powerful, and real. Now think about this. I am experiencing profound fatigue and would prefer to depart. Sounds smart, right? But real people don't talk like that in daily life. Simple words are the key. Here are some of the most powerful words in English. Want nido do filatovil. These simple words. You can say anything you want. Here's a secret. Mastering. Simple words will make you sound more fluent than using difficult ones badly. Your goal is not to impress people. Your goal is to connect. And connection comes from clarity, not complexity. Chapter 4. Building the English habits. You can't learn English in one day. You can learn it in 60. The secret is not magic. The secret is habit. Every day you brush your teeth, you eat, you sleep. Why? Because it's a habit now. Imagine if listening to English became just as natural as brushing your teeth. That's how you win. You don't need 5 hours a day. Just 15 to 30 minutes. But every single day. No breaks. No excuses. Even when you feel tired. Even when you don't feel like learning. That's when growth happens. Most people give up after a few days. They say, I'll do it tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. Here's what I tell my students. If you can't do it for an hour, do it for 15 minutes. If you can't do 15, do 5. But do something every day. When you do something every day, it becomes part of who you are. Your brain starts to expect English. Your ears get sharper. Your tongue gets faster. Your fear gets smaller. Day by day, English becomes your friend. Make it a habit, and you'll never feel like a beginner again. Chapter 5. The Power of Repetition. Let me ask you something. How many times did you hear the word mama before you said it as a child? Hundreds? Thousands? Think about English. You hear a new word once and try to remember it forever. That doesn't work. Your brain learns through repetition. That's why in this story, I repeat ideas, words, and phrases. When you hear the same words in different situations, your brain starts to understand their meaning automatically. Repetition is not boring. Okay. Repetition is brain training. It's like going to the gym. If you lift a weight once, your muscles don't grow. Okay. But if you lift it every day, they do. Same with English. Listen to this story again, and again, and again. Each time, you'll hear something new. Each time, your brain will absorb more. Don't chase new words. The ones you already know. Fluency doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from using what you know again and again. Chapter 6. The Shadow. Technique. Now let me teach you a powerful tool. It's called the shadow. Technique. Here's how it works. You hear a sentence in English. You repeat it immediately. Like a shadow, you copy the sound, the speed, the tone. You don't stop. You don't. Pause. You speak with it even if you make mistakes. Why is this powerful? Because it connects your ears, your brain, and your mouth at the same time. At first, it feels strange. You'll miss words. You'll speak slower. But after a few days, your mouth learns the rhythm. Your tongue moves faster. Your sentences feel natural. Don't wait for perfection. Just speak. Shadow. This is how actors train for new languages. This is how children learn to speak. Your goal is not to memorize. Your goal is to train your mouth. Use the shadow technique with this story. Repeat after me every day. And watch what happens. You will start to speak without fear, without thinking, and with real confidence. Chapter 7. Confidence is a skill. So many learners say the same thing to me. I'm afraid to speak. What if I say something wrong? What if people laugh at me? And I always give them the same answer. Confidence is not something you are born with. It's something you build. You weren't born confident in your first language either. As a child, you cried. You said silly things. You made everyone laugh with your funny words, but no one told you to stop. So you kept going. You got better. Confidence works the same way in English. It grows slowly, but it grows every time you use it. Let me tell you a secret. Even native speakers make mistakes every day, so if they don't worry, why should you? Start by talking to yourself. Yes, talk to yourself in English. In the mirror, in your room, anywhere. Say simple things like, I am learning English. Today is a good day. I feel strong and ready. It may feel silly at first, but this is how confidence grows in private first, then in public. Don't wait to feel confident before you speak. Speak, and confidence will come. Chapter 8. Mistakes are good. Let me tell you a story about a man named David. David moved to a new country. He didn't speak much English. On his first day at work, someone asked him, "Do you want some water?" He wanted to say, "Yes, please." But instead, he said, "Yes, thank you. I am water." Everyone laughed, but not to make fun of him. They laughed because it was cute and honest. David laughed too, and guess what? He never forgot the word water again. That's the power of mistakes. Mistakes are not failures. They are teachers. If you avoid mistakes, you avoid learning. If you make mistakes, you grow. The only people who never make mistakes are the ones who never try. So don't hide your voice. Don't fear being wrong. Speak, mess up, laugh, learn. Keep going in 60 days. Your mistakes will become memories, and your memories will become strength. Chapter 9. A new way to think. Talk about mindset. Your mind is the driver of your journey. If you think, "I can't," you will stop. If you think, "I will," you keep moving. Changing your English. Ability starts with changing how you think. Here are the most common bad thoughts learners have. My English is terrible. I'm too old to learn. I don't have time. I'm not smart. Now, let's turn them into good thoughts. My English is improving every day. It's never too late to learn something new. I will make time because it's important. I can do this. I will do this. You see, success in English is 80% mindset, 20% method. You already have the method. You're listening to it now. Now it's time to take control of your mindset. Start each day with a simple phrase. I am learning. I am growing. I will speak English. Say it out loud. Feel it in your chest. Leave it in your mind. If you think like a speaker, you will become a speaker. Chapter 10. Your journey has begun. Take a moment right now. Breathe in and out. Think about how far you've come even just by starting this journey. You're not sitting in a classroom. You're not doing boring exercises. You are listening to a story that is changing your relationship with English. And this is only the beginning. Here's what you've learned so far. You don't need grammar rules. You need natural listening. You don't need perfect English. You need useful English. You don't need a long study plan. You need daily consistency. You don't need to be fearless. You need to take small steps through fear. In the next part of this story, we will go deeper. You'll learn the most powerful words to speak fast. You'll hear more real-life examples. You'll train your brain to think in English. But right now, I want you to remember one thing. Fluency begins the moment you stop waiting and start doing. You've started. You are no longer someone who just wants to speak English. You are someone who is learning to speak English. You've made the decision. Now keep going every day. Listen every day. Repeat. Every day. Grow. The next chapter of your fluency begins now. Your foundation is strong now. Let's build faster. Welcome back. If you've reached this point, I want you to pause and smile. Seriously, take a second. Smile, because many people never get here. They give up after a few days. They say, "It's too hard," or I don't have time. But not you. You're still here. You're still listening. And that means one thing. You're serious about learning English? In part 1, we built the foundation. You learned the truth about fluency. You discovered the power of listening. You understood why simple words matter. You practiced the shadow technique. You began changing your mindset. Now it's time to move faster in this part. I'll teach you how to speak using the most powerful daily words. Think in English without translating. Practice speaking alone anytime. Anywhere expands your vocabulary. Without studying, keep your motivation strong even when it's hard. Let's go deeper. Let's go stronger. Let's go faster. Chapter: The Power of Core Words. Let me tell you something shocking. Most conversations in English use fewer than 1,000 words. That means you don't need to know everything to start speaking. You just need to master the core. I'm talking about the most common verbs, nouns, and phrases that people use every day in homes, at work, in cafes, on the phone, everywhere. Words like dugagama wagons leads. Look at just one of those words. Get. It's small, right? But look at how many ways we use it. Get up, get ready, get out, get it, get tired, get better, get sick, get home, get help. That's one word with many powers. So instead of learning 100 new words every week, focus on one core word each day and master it. Repeat it. Speak it. Use it in real life. And most importantly, listen to how others use it. That's how your brain learns patterns. Speak like a native with simple patterns. You don't need advanced grammar to speak fluently. You need simple sentence patterns. Let me show you some patterns that can change everything for you. Pattern 1. I want to plus verby, want to eat I, want to sleep I, want to go home, my, want to learn. English pattern 2. I need to plus verby, need to work, need to, tokai need to listen, morai need to speak. Now pattern 3. I'm plus adjective yam tiredime, happyim red yim. Confused pattern 4. I'm plus verbingium, learningum, triamingum, practicing English. These sentence structures are your tools. You don't need to create new ones every day. You just need to use the same ones again and again with different words. That's how children learn. That's how you'll learn too. The more you speak these patterns, the faster your sentences will come out of your mouth without thinking. How to think in English even if you're alone. This is one of the most powerful things you can do. Think. In English. Many learners translate everything from their native language into English. This slows down the brain, kills your confidence. To speak fluently, you must stop translating. But how? Let me teach you a method. Start small. Right now, wherever you are, describe what you see in English. You see a cup? Say to yourself, this is a cup. The cup is on the table. I like the cup. The cup is red. You don't need to say it out loud at first. Just think it. Later, speak it. The next step, talk about your actions. Say, I'm walking. I'm opening the door. I'm eating breakfast. I'm sitting down. Even if you don't know the perfect word, use the words you do know. Instead of saying, I'm eating cereal, Just say, I'm eating, instead of, I'm brushing my teeth. Say, I'm cleaning my mouth. Use the words you have. That's how fluency begins. Thinking in English creates a new habit. A brain habit. Soon. When you want to speak English will come out first. The secret to speaking more without a speaking partner, many people say, Hi, have no one to practice English with. How can I speak? Here's the truth. You can practice speaking even if you're alone. In fact, many of the best learners in the world practice this way. Let me show you how. Technique 1. Talk to yourself. Stand in front of a mirror. Talk about your day. Say, Today, I feel happy. I want to learn more English. I made some mistakes, but I will try again. Tomorrow, I will listen more. No one is watching. No one is judging. You're creating a habit, a speaking habit. Technique 2. Describe your surroundings. Wherever you go, describe what you see. There is a chair. The chair is brown. I see a dog. The dog is running. The sky is blue. The air feels hot. The people are walking. Some are laughing. This is real-life English. The English you'll use every day. Technique 3. Record your voice. This is powerful. Record yourself speaking in English. Then listen to it. At first, it will feel strange. Maybe you won't like your voice. That's okay. Do it anyway. This shows you how you sound. Okay? It helps you hear your own rhythm. Okay? And over time, you'll notice improvement. You'll say, Wow, I sound better now. How to learn new words without memorizing lists. You don't need to memorize word lists to grow your vocabulary. You need to do 3 things. Hear new words in real context. Guess the meaning from the situation. Use the word in your own sentence. Take an example. You hear someone say, I'm starving. You don't know the word starving, but the person is holding their stomach. Their face looks hungry. You guess, maybe it means very hungry. Now you try to use it. I'm starving too. Congratulations. You just learned a new word naturally. This is how children learn. And it works for adults, too. The more you listen to English in real life, like in this story, the more words you'll collect without even trying. Don't force your brain to remember. Let your brain absorb, and every time you hear a new word, try to use it once. A one use will make it stick. Motivation will disappear. Here's what. To do motivation is like the weather. Some days it's sunny. Some days it's rainy. It changes. If you only learn English when you feel motivated, you will fail. Here's the truth. You don't need motivation. You need a system. Motivation is a feeling. A system is a habit. You already know your system. Listen every day. Use core words. Think. In English practice, speaking out loud. Repeat. Repeat. Some days you'll feel tired. You won't want to listen. You'll feel stuck. That's normal. But remember this. When you don't feel like doing it, that's when you must do it most. Every time you show up on a hard day, you get stronger. Every hard day becomes a victory. Every small victory builds a fluent future. You don't need to feel strong every day. You just need to keep showing up even when you feel weak. A look ahead. Part 3 is coming. You've come so far. You've learned how to build fluency without pressure. You know how to train your brain and mouth. You've seen the power of repeating and speaking even alone. You've started thinking in English. You've created new habits. Now, in part 3, we're going to finish the journey. In the next part, you'll learn how to tell full stories in English, how to speak about your past, your present, and your future, how to ask and answer common questions, how to grow faster even after the 60 days, and how to finally feel free when you speak English. The best is yet to come. You've done so well. Be proud. Stay consistent. We're almost there. The final push. Mastery in motion. Welcome back, my dear student. You have come so far. If you are still listening, that means you are serious about learning English. You are not just dreaming anymore. You are doing the work. That alone makes you different from most people. You have already completed 2 full parts of this story. You have walked through the first 30 days, where you learned how to begin. Then you crossed the next 30 days, where you built your skills, your confidence, and your rhythm. Now, we enter the most powerful phase of your journey, the final part. This is where the magic happens. In this part, you stop thinking like a beginner and start thinking like a fluent speaker. This is the time when your practice turns into power and your efforts begin to show real results. So, sit back, listen carefully, and let me guide you. I'm still here with you, and I'll stay with you until the very end. Let's begin this final chapter of your transformation. The mindset of a speaker in this phase. We must change how you see yourself. You are no longer just a learner. You are now a speaker of English. Say this to yourself. I can speak English. Say it out loud. Say it with confidence. Why is this important? 'Cause language is not just in the mouth, begins in the mind. If you think you are weak, your words will be weak. If you believe you are strong, your voice will carry power. The confidence to speak begins with accepting that you are already on the path. You are not perfect, but perfection is not the goal. Communication is. Start acting like someone who speaks English. If you make a mistake, smile and continue. Mistakes are normal. Mistakes are proof that you are speaking. Never wait for perfect grammar or perfect vocabulary. Start using what you know. Right now, how to think in English. One of the most powerful tools you can build in this stage is the ability to think in English. This skill takes you from translation to fluency. In the beginning, you may have thought in your native language and then tried to translate your thoughts into English. But now, it's time to stop translating. It's time to think directly in English. Let me show you how. Start with simple things. When you look at your phone, say to yourself, I'm holding my phone. When you see the sun, say, it's a sunny day. If you're hungry, say, I want to eat something. These short thoughts will help train your brain to respond. In English. As you continue, your thoughts will grow. Instead of just saying, I am tired, you will begin to say, I worked a lot today. I didn't sleep enough. That's why I feel tired. This is progress. This is your brain learning how to live in English. You don't need to speak out loud every time. Thinking in English quietly is enough. The more your mind uses English, the more natural it becomes. The power of storytelling. Now I want to give you one of the most effective ways to practice English fluency: telling stories. Why stories? Because stories have structure. They include characters, actions, and emotions. When you tell a story, you don't just practice vocabulary, you practice rhythm, timing, and connection. Start by telling small stories from your life. Tell someone about what you did yesterday. Tell about a funny moment from your childhood. Talk about your best friend or a place you visited. If you don't have anyone to tell your story to, record it. Use your phone. Pretend you are talking to someone. Don't worry about mistakes. The goal is to get your ideas out in English. You can even make up stories. Invent a character. Give them a goal. Tell what happens. The important thing is that your brain begins to create English, not just repeat it. The more stories you tell, the more fluently you will speak. Shadowing, speaking like a native. Shadowing is a powerful practice technique. It means you listen to a native speaker and try to speak along with them at the same time. Choose a video, podcast, or audiobook in English. Play one sentence. Then repeat that sentence immediately, trying to match the sound, tone, and speed. You can do this with movies, TV shows, speeches, or even YouTube videos. At first, this will be hard. Your tongue will feel slow. Your brain might not keep up, but keep going. Your mouth is learning how to move. Your ears are learning how to hear. The music of English. Shadowing builds muscle memory. Helps you sound more natural. Even 5 minutes a day can make a big difference. Learn from real life now that your foundation is strong. It's time to connect your learning to the real world. Real English is not found in textbooks, it's found in real conversations, real experiences, and real content. Start watching English YouTube channels that you enjoy. Watch simple vlogs. Listen to people talk about their day, their hobbies, their ideas. The goal is not just to understand, it's to feel connected. Read short news stories, comic books, or even the back of food packages. Look at signs, posters, and instructions. Try to notice English everywhere. If you use social media, follow English-speaking creators. Read their captions. Watch their videos. Comment in English. Join the world through the language. This is how you stop learning English in a classroom and start living it in your life. Making mistakes. With pride, let's talk honestly about fear. Most people don't speak English because they are afraid of making mistakes. But I want to tell you something important. Mistakes are your friends. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something new. Every mistake is a lesson. If you don't make mistakes, it means you are not trying hard enough. When a child learns to walk, they fall down many times. But they don't stop. They keep trying. And after some time, they start walking. Then they start running. You are learning to walk in English. Falling is normal. What matters is getting up again. Never be ashamed of your mistakes. Be proud of them. They are proof that you are doing something difficult and powerful. Celebrate your wins. You've made amazing progress. You might not even realize how far you've come. But let me remind you, do you remember the first time you listened to English and didn't understand anything? Now, you understand more. You can listen, think, and even speak. That is a big achievement. Maybe you spoke to someone in English this week. Maybe you watched a full video without subtitles. Maybe you wrote a comment online in English. These are not small things. These are victories. Celebrate them. Every step forward is a step toward fluency. Be proud of your progress. You are becoming the speaker you dreamed of. What happens after 60 days? You may be wondering, what happens when the 60 days are over? The answer is simple. You continue. This is not the end. It's the beginning of a new life. You have built the habits, the mindset, and the skills. Now, English is a part of you. You don't stop. Continue listening every day. Continue thinking in English. Continue speaking, reading, writing, and learning. Let English become the tool that opens new doors for you. Maybe you'll get a better job. Maybe you'll travel. Maybe you'll meet people from all over the world. Whatever your goal is, you now have the language to reach it. The final message, my dear student, you have done something amazing. You listened, you learned, and you took action. You stayed with me through all 3 parts of this story. That takes courage, patience, and heart. Now, you have the power to speak. English, you may not be perfect. You don't need to be. You just need to use what you know. Use it every day. Keep going, even when it's hard. Keep believing, even when you feel stuck. English is no longer a wall in front of you. It is now a bridge to your future. So take that first step. Open your mouth, speak, make mistakes, learn, grow. You can speak English, and you will. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for listening. And most of all, thank you for not giving up. This is your story now.